Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Impact Play. We are your weekly source for the latest news, updates, discussions, and debates that brings out to beyond than just gaming. We're not only blurring the lines between gaming, entertainment, sports, and music, we're even amplifying those voices from those respective fields and having those stories told here on The Impact Play. Join us as we record the show live over at twitch.tv /The Impact Play by clicking on that notification bell so you will be notified when we do go live, or later on YouTube, or even on your favorite podcast platform. Just simply search for The Impact Play. However you consume your content, wherever you consume it, we are there. Join us on Patreon. Silver Recruits and above get the show ad free. Gold Recruits and above have exclusive access to not only the post show, but they can even call in to be a part of the live show experience, plus early access to our reaction videos and so much more. Learn more and join today at patreon.com /impactplay.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, you're definitely missing out. Give it a try. It's free and simple. Plus, you've got nothing to lose. You don't need the best equipment out there. All you need is your phone and something to talk about. There's even creation tools that allow you to not only record, but also edit your podcast, all within the app. Whatever your passion is, Anchor is the surefire way to not only start your podcast, but also distribute it across a multitude of platforms, including Spotify, Google and Apple Podcasts, and so much more. Download the free Anchor app or simply go to anchor.fm to get started.
I am Rishos Mohammed, otherwise known as It's Yagu. This is episode 117. Hello, Doggo. Welcome. Again, it's been a while. In celebration of National Hispanic Heritage Month, we will be amplifying Hispanic and Latinx voices throughout gaming, entertainment, sports, and music. If there is anyone you know that deserves a chance to be in that limelight, be sure to tag them over on our pinned post over on Twitter. On the agenda, we have another flight for Halo Infinite is now live. Apple blacklists Fortnite, the biggest announcement from the latest Nintendo Direct. A huge ton of news coming from over Netflix. The WNBA finals have begun. Twitch signs a deal with the National Music Publishers Association. Roblox introduces listening parties and the top stories of the week. Welcome to our very first segment of the show where we discuss what we have been playing, what we have been enjoying, and essentially what we have been up to. So, gaming wise, I've hopped into Rocket League somewhat throughout the week. Haven't played as much as I used to, but I'll definitely get back to it. But there's one game that I do want to make an honorable mention. If you guys been paying attention to the live playthroughs, I've hopped I have back into the Division 2, and I've been having a blast. I haven't actually, but I heard that there's new DLC coming out as well. What have you been playing? But I've watched episode 7 of the What If series. Star Wars Visions is out now on Netflix, but I haven't got into it yet. I haven't got a chance to. Yeah, literally. Well aware. Let's see. That's it. Actually, no. I want to make another mention as well. The Seven Deadly Sins. I believe it's continuing the third season, if I'm not mistaken, over on Netflix. I'm watching that now. Oh, really nice. Okay. What else have you been up to lately? But uh, yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Yeah, that's it on the animated side as well. Shows I've been watching. That's the only thing I've been watching. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I've been away from it for a while. I know they did some balance changes as well, right? Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be an event for The Last of Us as well. We're gonna talk about that later on in the show. That's one of our topics. Um, Yeah, that's about it. I haven't essentially been playing anything new or watching anything new. Mm. Yeah, that's it, literally. Oh, nice. Glad to hear it. So, without further ado, we're gonna hop into the news, folks. And we're gonna start with your gaming play. First and foremost. And of course, the first topic of the show we gotta talk about Halo Infinite. We've been invited once again to play the flight for this weekend as well as next weekend. So hopefully we'll get into it tomorrow because we ended up changing the schedule for the podcast. Instead of it being Sunday morning through Sunday afternoon, it ended up being Sunday morning essentially. This way we have more time throughout the day to do other things. As well, do want to mention something as well. On my personal Instagram and TikTok channels, Adesyagu, ITSYAGOH, a little selfless plug there. But you guys already know that I'm into shoes, into sneakers. Whenever there's like a new release or like some sneaker topics as well, some rumored releases and whatnot, first looks, I began releasing clips of that on my social channels, and literally I started changing it up a bit. Where I uploaded a video earlier today about the Jordan Retro 5 Moonlight. So if you guys are interested, be sure to check that out and let us know your thoughts in the comments. But without further delay, let's hop in. Let's get back to the news actually. So speaking of Halo Infinite, there is some new modes that's available now. Let's see once I find it. Okay. You can enjoy Capture the Flag and Stronghold as well. This one came from Windows Central. So we're definitely gonna hopefully we'll get it once we get into that we'll stream it live and we'll also record some content for it as well for YouTube. And also I want to make another note on our YouTube channel. We are uploading a whole bunch of more content for you guys. A whole bunch of reaction videos. We have some some spoiler reviews as well. If you guys are interested, be sure to check out the YouTube channel at youtube.com/THEIMPACTPLAY. So if you guys are interested, be sure to check out that content and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy it. But let's get back into the news. And the next one we have is coming over from GameSpot. September 26th, which is later on today, is known as Outbreak Day in the Last of Us universe, and Naughty Dog is marking the occasion in a number of ways, including by revealing some kind of all new content this weekend. In a blog post, Naughty Dog said this content, whatever it may be, will be announced on September 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So a good 10 hours from now. Will be made on the Last of Us website. And they also teamed up with Taylor to include some merch as well. Some guitar picks and regular merch. Yeah, literally. That's all they have for it. So once this is going to be later on after the show, we'll make a tip clip out of it and we'll upload it to our Instagram and TikTok channels at the Impact Play. For those of you who missed out. Okay, so moving on. The Nintendo Direct, and this was coming over from GameSpot. So if you guys are interested in checking out a reaction video, that is up on our YouTube channel as well. But our top 4 are the biggest announcement, which is unexpected at all, which is there's a live action movie revolving around Super Mario, and the main cast has been revealed. It'll be released in December 21st, 2022. Chris Pratt playing as Mario, Anna Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser. I was gonna say Browser, and Keegan Michael Kay as Toad. I'm definitely excited to see how this goes. And Seth Rogen is slated to make some form of excuse me appearance in the movie as well. And then that was number two. No, number one was this. Number two is Bayonetta 3, which definitely looks good. So it is slated to be coming. Literally, the majority of these announcements is coming next year without any exact release date. It's just coming in 2022, essentially. Okay, that was number two. What's my number three? Bayonetta. Oh yeah, there's no DLC for Mario Golf that I'm interested in, so it looks like it's gonna be a tremendous party game. And number four, what was my number four? So number one was Bayonetta. Oh no, number one was Metroid Dread. Number two is Bayonetta 3. Number four is the movie, and number five is the DLC for Mario Golf. But there are some, I guess, some games that are piqued my interest somewhat. The Voice of Cards, The Island Dragon Wars, which is like a card. It's essentially a card game, but not just a regular card game. Everything you do is in cards essentially. But there's a free demo out today. But this one will be available to October 28th next month. This one. Well, it's Chocobo GP, which is essentially a Mario racing game. What's that called? Mario Kart. But with Final Fantasy characters and abilities and somewhat. We have Kirby in the Forgotten Land. For those of you Kirby fans, it's coming to Switch of spring of 2022. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, the cloud version, is coming February 4th of next year with the free demo that's out today. Triangle Strategy. Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. It's a move that wasn't necessary. So essentially, what this expansion pack is, it has games from the Sega Classic as well as the Nintendo 64. But what I don't get is that's the whole point of Nintendo Switch Online. And I've made these notations in the reaction video as well. If you guys are interested in checking that out. Is every time they're gonna release some new content within that that subscription, they're gonna charge you extra for it each time, which doesn't make sense. Literally, because we're still expecting GBA Game Boy Advance titles, original Game Boy titles, GameCube titles as well. So once they release that, they're gonna quote unquote call it an expansion pack and charge you more for it every month. Like why? Even though Nintendo's a Nintendo, we all know that, but still, this move doesn't make sense at all. Okay, moving on. Splatoon 3, which definitely caught my eye, but it didn't really pique my interest. What else did we have? Castlevania Advanced Collection. Let me check. Disco Elysium, the final cut. And Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the new DLC. That is expected in summer of 2022. For those of you Monster Hunter fans. But yeah, that's literally it. So the showcase was, I would give it a solid C, not a C minus or a C plus. Because we know it's not a Sony or an Xbox event, but it is Nintendo. So literally, what got to me was the majority of the games that were showcased in this showcase was like 16, was like a 16 and 32 bit game, which was like why? Yeah. All right. Sons of the Forest. Give me a moment. It's rumored for Halloween, for for a release next month. So we could be getting a new gameplay trailer soon. Multiplayer and single player footage. That's all it is. Take this with a grain of salt. But yeah. Yeah, that's literally all there is. So I would expect some form of announcement sometime in October because we're literally less than a week away. So yeah, literally. Okay. Did that. What else we got? Yeah, literally. But I would expect it too because a lot of games are going to be coming out within the October November time frame. So if it doesn't come out then, it's definitely going to come out uh in or around November. Because November is gonna be we're gonna have a huge ton of games soon. Like literally, you're gonna be seeing us streaming such a variety of games throughout that month and throughout October as well. So moving on to this Epic v Apple situation, there is an update. Apple blacklisted Fortnite for at least 5 years, quote unquote, until the courts settle the 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 court ruling essentially. But if anything, they should have blacklisted them from the very beginning. They're just doing this out of spite. And then here's a response from Epic as well. It's coming from Epic Games website directly. The Apple lied because not Epic, Apple, essentially, I talked about this in the last episode, where they were forced by the courts to allow developers to use a different payment system or even their own payment system to avoid Apple's own Apple Pay essentially, and even avoid Apple's 30% fee. But regardless of the fact, they even said, as long as you update your rulings, your App Store rulings, and so on, so you could allow this, we'll play ball again. But literally, they blacklisted them, so they have responded to them at all. Like literally, what? And I said this before in the very beginning. They're essentially a giant baby that's throwing a fit because they closed their ecosystem from everyone else, and that's it. They want their own way, and literally, and then there's even something going on in the EU where the EU is trying to make into law to force all phone manufacturers, including Apple, to use the Type C port, not a Type C adapter like Apple did originally in the EU. A port on its own, and they started complaining about it. I'm like, and then they're like, okay, so you're complaining about your iPhone, not about the Type C that's going to be in ran into law soon, but yet your iPad, which is your better device, as well as your Macs, have Type C ports. What's so hard about changing your landing to a Type C port? Just because you want anything just because you want it on your own way, it's not going to work that way. Yeah. So let's see. Moving on. More Fortnite stuff. Well, Fortnite content, I should say. So Fortnite has teamed up with Balenciaga for in-game items, and not only that, they've also partnered up the reverse, where Balenciaga is releasing Fortnite merch, Fortnite branded merch as well. So hoodies, caps, but it's a little pricey. Guys, you should check that out. You can check out Balenciaga.com. Here, I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse of the pricings of the merch. For all you audio listeners, you are definitely missing out if you're not going back to watch the vid, either joining us live on Twitch or watching it later on youtube.com/TheImpactPlay. Balenciaga.com. Hoodies are out of stock and the caps are out of stock. The hoodie was going for over $700 and the cap was going under $400. So about $1,300 for a jacket, $500 for a shirt, about over $1,000 for a sweater. Yeah, I'm not complaining. If you guys can afford this, this is definitely in your price range. Go ahead, have fun. As long as you're happy, that's what counts. But don't bash the prices just because it's out of your price range. If someone else can afford it, let them. Yeah, literally. And Venom is also in Fortnite as well with Eddie Brock. Yeah. And moving on. The SEC is now investigating the Activision Blizzard as well in response to sexual misconduct and workplace harassment allegations. So, according to the paper, the SEC has requested a variety of documents from the publisher, including CEO Bobby Kotick's communication with other high-level executives about the allegations. Beyond that, the regulator wants to see separation agreements with employees who left this year, personnel files for 6 former employees, and board meeting minutes going back 2 years. I thought I said 10. And then another one of the issues is the pay gap between genders as well. And also the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has also been looking into these allegations as well. But literally, it's still ongoing. So hopefully we'll have an update soon. And now, the Golden Joystick Awards celebrates 15 years of games this November. It's coming from over on Games Radar. The Golden Joystick Awards 2021 are officially returning this November. Will be a celebration of 50 years of games. The awards show will once again be a virtual one, and as part of our celebrations of 50 years of games, will include 2 brand new categories: Ultimate Game of All Time and Best Gaming Hardware of All Time. So definitely interested to how this pans out. So voting begins in October. So you guys are interested, be sure to check out their website. Literally, that's all we got. So we're gonna end with the gaming news side of things, and we're gonna move on to entertainment. And literally, maybe 90% of our news stories is Netflix related. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this was coming over from comicbook.com. Well, the majority of these are. The Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore has just announced itself to the world. The last Fantastic Beasts project performed strongly. So it's going to be releasing April 15th, 2022. And literally there is like just a title announcement. That's it. That's all we got for you. The new Amazing World of Gumball movie and series has been greenlit. Warner Media Kids and Family has announced it is officially greenlit two new The Amazing World of Gumball projects, a movie and a new series. It is set to release on both HBO Max and Cartoon Network. So yeah, that's all we got. Tiger King 2 has been announced by Netflix. The company made an announcement 3 days, the 23rd, about the beloved series. It seems as though the streamer is turning it up. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. That's all we got. Okay, I'll read into that later. Sasha Kal-El Supergirl is rumored to be getting an HBO Max series. So it is rumored that it's going to be replacing the Supergirl movie or over on the CW. That's all we got for it. So it's just a rumor for now. Dairy Girls is going to end with season 3. The UK sitcom. What else we got? Okay. I guess this is literally it. Let me see. Let's search. Give me a second. I gotta look this up first. Um, Okay. So, BMF is the latest series from executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and writer and executive producer Randy Huggins to hit stars on, well, this later on today. The show is inspired by the true story of brothers Demetrius Flannery, aka Big Meech, and Terry Flannery, aka Southwest T, who came up from the streets of Detroit to form America's most notable drug distribution network. So I'm interested in how this show pans out. So and literally, let's see, yeah, all these the rest of these announcements are all about Netflix. So Netflix had a TUDUM event. What's the whole thing for this? Hold on. Let me look into this for a minute. It was a 3-hour live stream that featured over 70 series and 28 movies. That's why all this is like coming from, essentially. So let me see what this stands for, though. I'm curious. totem event, but I'm pretty sure it's all caps. So it's spelling for something. So it's like it's their first global event actually. Let me see. So this it stands for something because it's all caps. Let me see. Let me look into this. It doesn't say anything. It says it's a global event. Like really? How does it stand for something? If anyone knows what it is later on, be sure to let us know by sending us reader mail on Discord. Send us an email to readermail at theimpactplay.com or even at anchor.fm/theimpactplay and by sending over a voice note and letting us know, and we'll correct it. We'll correct it on the next episode. So I guess we'll go back to the article. Going from The Verge. So we got an official teaser from Studio Colorido's next project. What's it called? Looks like an anime. Drifting Home. And then we have Red Notice, starring Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Stranger Things Season 4. We got a teaser. We got a first look at Jin Yu, JEEN-UHS, YUHS. A document on Kanye West. So Genius, that's how it's pronounced. Sex Education Season 3? That's actually a thing. A tease for Bridgerton's second season. The Sandman, our first look. And also we got a trailer for Arcane League, the League of Legends anime, which I'm definitely excited for. And a premiere date for November 6th. Hellbound. We got the opening title sequence for Cowboy Bebop. Army of the Dead's prequel. New trailer. First look at conspiracy theory cartoon Inside Job. More of Don't Look Up. And more of an in-depth look. And we also got some, I guess, new tidbits of The Witcher Season 2. And Blood Origin in a third season. Yeah, so Blood Origin would be the prequel, live action prequel. So there's behind the scenes looks of it and multiple teasers for season 2 of The Witcher. And the show will be back for season 3. Okay, we got that. We literally got everything that was here. So I guess without further ado, we're gonna hop into sports. Well, the sports news stories that we have for you guys. Because we're not really that big into sports, but we like to make some notable mentions. So the 2021 WNBA playoffs is currently ongoing. So this one's coming over from CBS Sports. The 2021 WNBA playoffs are finally here, and the first round did not disappoint. Now we'll move on to the single elimination second round, which is set for this Sunday afternoon. The first game of a doubleheader. The Phoenix Mercury will take on the Seattle Storm, who will be without Breanna Stewart. Later on, the Minnesota Lynx will host the Chicago Sky. As a quick refresher of the revamped playoff format that began back in 2016, the top eight teams make the playoffs regardless of conference affiliation. The top two seeds will get a bye all the way to the semifinals, while the number 3 and number 4 seeds get a bye to the second round. Teams seeded 5 to 8 begin play in the first round. The first and second rounds are single elimination, while the semifinals and finals are both best of 5 series. After each round, the teams are reseeded. This season, the Connecticut Sun finished with the best record in the league at 26-6. In addition to a bye to the semis, they have also earned home court advantage throughout the playoffs. The Las Vegas Aces, by virtue of finishing second, have also pushed their ticket to the semifinals. Wow, that was a lot. So in the first round, we have New York playing Phoenix, and we have Dallas playing Chicago. In the second round, we have Phoenix versus Seattle and Chicago versus Minneapolis. Okay, moving on to NFL Week 3. The Panthers have defeated the Texans 24-9. Cardinals will play the Jaguars later. Okay, so at 1 p.m. we have 4 games. The Cardinals at the Jaguars, Washington at the Bills, Saints. So the Washington football team. That's what it is. Saints at the Patriots, and we have the Bengals at the Steelers. Bengals, that's a new one. And at 4:05 p.m. we have the Jets. Will be playing the Broncos. At 4:25 p.m. we have the Buccaneers playing the Rams. And at 8:20 p.m. we have the Packers playing the 49ers. Oh, we have a lot more actually. I didn't see these. Okay. So 1 p.m. Chargers and Chiefs, Bears at the Browns, Colts at Titans, Falcons at Giants, Ravens at Lions. 4:05 we have Dolphins at the Raiders. 4:25 p.m. Seahawks will be playing the Vikings, and at 8:15 p.m. the Eagles will be playing the Cowboys. So next we're gonna move on to your music play. And first up, we have BTS addressing world leaders, and they also performed at the UN General Assembly. That came over from Twitter. Youngboy Never Broke Again drops a video for life support and announces a release date for his new album. He after inking a new deal with Motown Records. So let me see. So it should be out already, his album. I'll be sure to check that out. All right, let's see. I guess we're gonna move on to Twitch, signing a deal with the National Music Publishers Association. This is coming from GamesInDustry.biz. Twitch has struck an agreement with the National Music Publishers Association concerning the use of copyrighted music on its platform. The deal means that music publishers will be offered an opt-in dealing, allowing for future collaborations, the announcement said. In an email sent to streamers, as reported by Kotaku, it's clarified this will make for a process that is more flexible and forgiving to creators who inadvertently or incidentally use music on the streams than the existing process required under the DMCA and similar global laws. In practice, that means that content creators who feature copyrighted music in their streams will be given a chance to course correct first, with Twitch giving a warning before removing content. At a high level, this new process, which is distinct from the DMCA, focuses on going forward flagrant use of music and starts with a warning instead of penalties, Twitch continued. So hopefully, this is the first step to Twitch finally creating a bridge with the music industry instead of instead of the bridge being burnt completely. The Governor Ball is back after canceling the festivities back in 2020 due to COVID-19. The Governor's Ball returned in 2021 with Billie Eilish, A$AP Rocky, J Balvin, and Post Malone headlining the 3-day event from September 24th through September 26th in Queens, New York. Leona Bridges, Kaulani Orville Peck, and Rufus Du Sol were a few of the artists who performed on opening day. So there was a whole huge ton of performances there. It's been a big week for Rick Ross as rapper and entrepreneur's latest book, The Perfect Day to Boss Up, has debuted on both the prestigious New York Times and Amazon's bestseller list. It is currently number 5 on the New York Times weekly bestseller list and number 6 and rising on Amazon's bestseller chart. You should check that out. Let us know your thoughts. So Rick Ross with Neil Martinez Belkin, The Perfect Day to Boss Up, a hustler's guide to building her empire. So all these articles, by the way, are coming over from Billboard. Bad Bunny scored the most Billboard Latin Music Award trophies on Thursday night, September 23rd, taking home 10 wins, including Artist of the Year and Top Latin Album Artist of the Year for a male. Congratulations, Bad Bunny. He's been doing great lately. All right. This next one's coming over from Variety. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who in representing the family of George Floyd become a household name amongst the most powerful voices in the Black Lives Matter movement, urging guests at the Black Music Action Coalition Music in Action Awards Gala to raise your voices in beautiful harmony and continue to give voices to those who have no voice. That's essentially what we're doing here, trying to amplify voices, give them a platform. Crump joined 7 fellow honorees for the inaugural event, recognizing significant contributions to social justice change and or equity over the preceding year. The BMAC Social Impact Award has presented to YouTube Music and Sean G of Live Action Urban. The Clarence Avant Trailblazer Award was awarded to Motown's Ethiopia, to Miriam, and YouTube's Tuma Basa. The MAAC Agent of Change and Award was presented to Aurora James, Diana Lapolte, and Ben Crump, and the Quincy Jones Humanitarian Award that was presented to The Weeknd and HER. So hopefully it'll be the first of many to amplify other voices in the space. So now we're gonna move on to Roblox. Over the past year, Roblox has hosted immersive virtual concerts with artists like Lil Nas X and 21 Pilots. Now the gaming platform is inviting artists to stream entire albums in the metaverse through virtual listening parties. For its first ever listening party, Roblox is teaming with Grammy-nominated music chameleon Popeye and her record album Sumerian Records to stream her brand new album Flux in the gaming platform starting 2 days ago. Music from the album will be integrated throughout 9 popular Roblox games, which collectively boast more than 3 billion lifetime visits. This is essentially the reason why I downloaded Roblox earlier today, and I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest. So I'll look into this, into these listening parties. Shawn Mendes is ready to set out on a world tour in support of his latest album, Wonder. Global Citizen was yesterday. So there was performances from throughout NYC, Paris, Lagos, London, LA, and more. And I'll show you a look at what I'm looking at. Of all the artists and huge partners as well. So we have Camilo, Fatima Said, Ed Sheeran, Green Day, Metallica, Her, Huge Jackman, J Lo, Shawn Mendes, Usher, 5 Seconds of Summer, and yeah, as amongst many others. There's definitely all for a cause, essentially. Lady Gaga has announced a Love for Sale streaming event that is slated to take place on September 30th to promote her upcoming Tony Bennett's duets album, Love for Sale. It'll be live streamed. The event will take place, let me see, what's the website? At live.westfield.com. Rihanna's Savage and Fenty show will has debuted exclusively on Amazon Prime Video. It's a pre-recorded fashion show, essentially. Shawn Mendes, we talked about that. Let's see, we're missing something. Oh yeah, Kanye. Kanye is giving a first look. Welcome of its upcoming documentary about Kanye West in partnership with Netflix. So there was a 2-minute trailer for Jihans, which we talked about briefly earlier today, but it is being directed by Clarence Quiddy Simmons and Chiki Oza, more commonly known as Quiddy and Chiki. The upcoming project chronicles Yee's life and work for more than 20 years. So sources previously told Billboard that Netflix had acquired the miniseries for upwards of $30 million and is slated for release sometime in 2022. Yep, Yago Master it is. And let's see. That's literally all we have for you guys. Let's check if there's any breaking news or noteworthy announcements that we may have missed. Let me check that. Let me check that real quick. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing anything here, so I think that may be it, folks. Okay, here's one. Alexander the Great wins at the UFC 266 and remains the featherweight champion. Yeah, that's about it. So it's literally all we got. So if you guys are interested in sending us a free mail, here's how you could contact us. If you want to know your feedback, your thoughts, and even any questions that you may have for us by sending us reading mail on our Discord server, by leaving a voice note over at anchor.fm/THEIMPACTPLAY, or even by sending us an email to readingmail@theimpactplay.com. Who knows, we even be featured on a future episode, or even a special reading mail segment of the show. Thank you guys so much for making the Impact Play a part of your day. If you should join our community server over on Discord, be sure to enter exclamation Discord in chat now. And guys, we're trying to like subs over on Twitch, and we need your help. Share the channel with your friends, your family, even anyone who believe will benefit from the show. Join us when we go live. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified. Lurk if you must. Every little bit takes us a step closer to our goal. Leave us a review of just a rating on your favorite platform. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, being a part of the live recording. Have a great one, and until next time, folks.